The August 17, 2026 meeting of the Woolwich Township Committee is being called to order. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Frederick.
Here.
Committeewoman Midhoff. Committeewoman Williams. Here. Deputy Mayor Nocentino.
Here.
Mayor Mathias.
Here. If everyone can please rise to salute the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So our first order of business is to welcome somebody to the Woolwich family. I think you can please join us up here with whoever you'd like to. All right, as you place your left hand, raise your right hand, and you will repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Matthew Murdoch,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United
of the
States
United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of ninth-class patrol officer
of the 9th class patrol
of the Woolwich Township Police Department
of the Woolwich Township
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
So cute.
All right. Oh, yes.
We're going to take a picture.
You're in the middle. You want to be over here?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Again, welcome to Woolwich now.
Welcome to the township, Matt. It's going to be good work together. Look forward to it. I'm glad you support your family here. We're going to take good care of them, and you should have a pretty good career here. I think you're going to like it. All right. So, you guys are going to be able to take off the recess. You don't have to hang out. We're going to celebrate and take pictures. Whatever you got to do, you're fine.
Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Or you could stay for all the.
Yes, or you could stay. You're more than welcome to. Either one. You guys in the back too. Same thing. You can go or stay.
Yeah, you're taking my place.
Baby show you.
I know, 9 months old.
That's not.
Nathaniel. All right. We've now entered our first public portion. The public is reminded to please stand and state their name and address for the record prior to addressing the committee. Can I have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
The floor is now open for public comment.
Seeing nobody come forward, motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
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 You can participate if you want.
Is it always my job to close the floor?
No. Ordinance 2026-15, ordinance amending 2026-10, establishing salary ranges for certain officials and employees of the Township of Woolwich for the year 2026. This is an introduction, first reading. Can I have a motion to introduce?
Motion to introduce.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. And again, the reason that we're seeing this is because we are adding 2 positions that were previously held. I think we're just increasing the salary on one of them. So, all right. Are there any questions about it? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Frederick,
Yes.
Committeewoman Williams. Yes. Deputy Mayor Nocentino.
Yes.
Mayor Mathias.
Yes. And I'm looking for a motion for a consent agenda for resolutions 2026-352 through resolution 2026-366.
Okay. No, this is. Okay.
Yeah.
Motion for a consent agenda for resolution 2026-352 to R-2026-366.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any removals? Okay, then hearing none, can I get an all in favor? Aye. And can I have a motion to adopt a consent agenda for resolutions 2026-352 through resolutions 2026-366?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, hearing no discussion, roll call, please.
Committeeman Frederick,
Yes.
Committeewoman Williams. Yes. Deputy Mayor Nocentino.
Yes.
Mayor Mathias.
Yes. All right, thank you. Reports, administrator report.
Yes, should be quick, just a few items at the top. Personnel, Ashley Gelsomini started as part-time clerk in construction. She's doing very, very well, and Kathleen is really training her well, and everything seems to be going very smooth, so that's very positive. The guys are doing well back there as well, keeping busy. Lock Avenue Park, well, it's officially been turned over, as I emailed everyone, to Woolwich Township, so Public Works Department is working tirelessly over there, mowing and making sure, mulch is right, making sure a lot of the grass is correct. At the same time, Wyndham still has a significant punch list that they have to go back and work through that our new engineer, Mr. Hunter, is going to kind of share about a little bit, but so they're working, they'll still be working there for a little while, as well as we have the new lighting going on in the existing fields. So that lighting, you could see much of the handholds that were installed to bring the conduit up. They have been backfilled recently, last week, and electric's been put in. The poles should be coming in probably the end of August, and then we've already talked about maybe a laydown area where no one is using the fields currently. They'll start putting those poles in. It would take, on the concrete end, about one a day, and the goal was to be done, which was on their contract, by the end of October. So they still have a little bit to go. That's where they are right now. The next one would be,
Jan.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I had the field scheduling meeting last Tuesday, I believe, and I wrote an email, forgot to hit send, so I just sent it, with some concerns for you guys to take a look at. It basically was recapping the discussions we had at the meeting.
On the new fields.
Yes, most of it was over the softball fields.
Okay.
Yeah, and something about the lighting, something has to be moved.
There is lighting on the one, I guess it's a practice field, where it was coming too close to the field on the existing, not the new.
Right.
And that is being, they just sent a change order for that. That is going to be moved further back so that they can use that, have a little more multi-use of that field. We got a few emails on that from soccer, and so we went out on site, and they said, yeah, they could move that. It still wasn't too late to move that conduit.
But to be clear on that issue, what we had submitted was the not revised, it was a plan that called for it to be closer to the parking lot, not exactly where they put it, so.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So does the change order involve dollars
It does.
on their poor implementation?
No, what happened is because we had Geosport, they had the lighting contract, but Remington and Vernick needed to come in and do an electrical. We remember we signed an electrical contract with them, putting it under the road from the restrooms, that electrical panel. How are they going to do that? They came back and vertically, I don't know how, moved that lighting closer to the field. Because in talking with Mark, I kind of was asking Mark how we moved it closer to the field, and he just saw the lines there and thought it was further from, he wanted to keep it as far away from the water line as he could, which we'll move it as close as we can in terms of being safe, which is as close as all the other ones in line with the field adjacent to it. So that was really on our end then. So it's nothing that we can go back to the contractor for, unfortunately.
And then regarding the trail, I know you said in your letter that they're going to have to replace about a third of the trail. Can you
Still in
explain?
negotiations of how they're going to replace that. That's correct.
And is it, again, poor implementation, so therefore it's on their dollar?
What we had them do, yeah, would not be on ours. We had them go out, our request, RVE went out and did 10 cores. 6 out of those 10 were supposed to be 2 inches thick. They were not 2 inches thick. Based on our walkthrough, it just looked like they weren't. So we had them do cores, which they did. Went out, 6 out of 10 were not. So it becomes a little bit more of a risk if we have a third party come in, do more cores randomly, and if they find that they're all okay, then they have an argument coming back to us saying, we don't have to do the rest of this work then. And so we're sticking with the cores that we have. Mark has drawn up from Remington and Vernick about a third. He's yellowed that path yellow and kind of showed all the 10 cores, which ones failed, which ones were good. And so right now we're working with Remington and Vernick, negotiating with Wyndham and with South State, who did the paving, how they're going to implement that. Whether, I don't think they're going to put 2 inches over top. I think it's going to be remove and replace is what we're moving towards.
Is there any type of escrow or anything that we have for winter?
Sure, yeah, we have retainage.
But in that instance, again, we went through the files from, our project manager on site. We were able to see pictures of the, what is it, our
DGA?
DGA, all these acronyms. Basically, the base going down, they had pictures of it being tested, the thickness. And so again, with calling out these specific areas that we know failed, we feel that that's a safer course of action, that they would then have to replace that, as opposed to, again, we looked at all the options, but it seemed to support that. And it was also 2 different days that they poured it. So it seems the first day seemed to be good, and then the second day, not so good. So it seems the majority of the areas were on that second day. So we seem pretty confident that replacing that second day should cover us.
Right. Yeah, and so they, as the mayor said, they came back with pictures and we kind of saw, yep, the DGA was all there throughout, looked pretty good on the first day pictures. We really didn't see second day pictures. So I think that was a big part of the issue.
Right.
That's kind of where we are. Any other questions on Lock Avenue? Okay. Kings Meadow continues to move forward. That continues to, they're just starting to now sell their product there on Kings Highway. Park Grove Affordable Housing, we're also looking at that, and they are looking at possibly, they are requesting a bit more from our trust fund because of construction costs. And so that's something that we've got to talk through, and we are starting to talk that through of whether we really have all that or how much we really want to even give. So that when we get to that point, we'll kind of come to committee and say, all right, where are we with this? So we have to bounce it more off of Yvonne, our CFO. We know we have a trust fund, but it gets very tight there. So it's just a little bit too tight to just say, sure, we'll give you.
Okay, is that an executive session discussion?
It will be when we have those numbers.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, so we're not quite at that point yet. And stormwater management, you'll see that we are doing some purchasing. Our DPW team is purchasing some retrofit, about 600 for 600 inlets based on NJDEP stormwater regulations. So we're looking to have them in probably by the end of the year, based on those regulations from DEP, unfunded regulations, of course. We also have to do a street sweeping phase. So not going to do necessarily all that they're saying that we must do this year, but we are going to look at, Brian's doing a good job getting prices, possibly even renting a street sweeper for our guys to do. He's looking at everything right now to street sweep everything, every road, every municipal road within the town by the end of the year, once. That's what we're planning on doing right now. And that's all I have. Any questions?
For Olafins Mill, you said you had a meeting on the 13th?
Say that again?
I thought I read somewhere with Olafins Mill Road, there was a meeting on the 13th?
Yes,
Sorry.
Elephant Mill.
Oh, Alpha Mill, there was a meeting and the mayor went to that one. I did not go to that one.
Oh.
Yes, so the representatives from OEM, state police came down, and they are our contact through FEMA, and Bob was there as well. So again, they put eyes on it, and they are very well aware of it, but they know that we've submitted the applications. So they're gonna help us track it, and hopefully, if we do need to ask for extra time, which hopefully we won't, but they are in support of our application. I think that's pretty much it. We just don't have any further updates other than it all being submitted now. But we still don't know if there's the Hargrave signature, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So we think we might have had bad contact information for,
Sent it to his attorney, but.
yeah,
did
to
not have
his
any
attorney,
reply
got
yet.
bounced back. So we're trying to update, see if there's any additional contact information for that.
They're aware of our FEMA timeline?
Well, last time we sent those correspondence, they were.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Any additional questions? All right, thank you, Jim. Tax collector, the report was submitted. Mr. Ross.
Hi.
Hi.
First of all, I apologize for the way I am. I got a phone call at noon time today, so you have to be here at 6:00. So I rushed from Ocean City to get here. But I assume you guys all got a copy of the fire report from last month. We were dispatched 81 incidents, with 46 being in Woolwich Township, 7 in Swedesboro. The rest were all mutual aid partners. We've done a lot of training, pre-planning, and responses to the new apartments in the middle of town. We just had our very first call there last night. And then the Riverstone Commons, which was off of Water Street, preparing for that move in. And we've been doing a lot of touring of the warehouses within the township. We were out to Medtronics over an incident we had earlier in the year. They did a complete rebuild of it inside and made it a lot safer for us and for the facility itself with response to the batteries and the lift gates they have there. Our current staff has been busy out with the new buildings just past the high school, doing some pre-painting, some touring, and getting that all set up. A bunch of us last week just completed and were certified in marine operations with New York State Police. So we all got a little license. We can operate boats and all that kind of stuff, basically anywhere in the country now. So we were all excited to get that. We just did some upgrades to our radio system with Salem County, so we were able to talk to those people. They just transferred to the 700 radio system recently, and we had to wait for the state to give us our numbers so we can go onto their system, get logged in, and be able to communicate with them directly. We've been having some problems with patching, and this person talking, that person talking, and we're not getting communication. But hopefully that's settled, and we're moving fast forward to that. Other than that, we're just basically just moving along, trucking along, doing what we can. Any questions for you guys? Like I said, this was rushed on me, doing my lap at noon time today. Yeah, take care of this.
Well, you did great with that much notice.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Any additional questions? Well, okay, so the question I always get is, what is it like inside the Nickel Apartments? Because everybody thinks that's Woolwich, and I'm like, well, it's Swedesboro, but what's it like in there?
I unfortunately didn't make it inside because I was stuck on the higher, just outside of it, but the crew, we had a reported gas leak in one of the apartments. So we ran into some issues. They had some doors locked that weren't supposed to be locked. They spoke to them today. We got that taken care of. They didn't put all the keys in the Knox box they were supposed to. We got that taken care of. So, knock on wood, we'll hopefully be back up. I know there's 8 occupants in there right now.
Okay.
The one bedroom apartments, I don't know about anything forward. But That's about the best I can tell you right now, so like I said, I didn't make it inside, so.
And for the other ones in Swedesboro, when are they saying those are coming?
I don't know, I mean, they're still sitting there, I'm assuming they're waiting to get their final for TCL and all that kind of
Okay.
stuff. But I haven't seen any movement down there, other than we were in there and walked around, did some stuff with the elevators and everything like that, so, it's about the best I can tell you.
Okay,
Anything else comes along, I'll pass along, I got your number.
we know. All
I know
right.
where you live.
Okay, thank you. All right. The Swedesboro Fire Bureau report is attached, and of course, as he puts on every month during the summer, there is a ban on ground fires as well as no aerial fireworks. So please remember, do not use aerial fireworks. Chief.
I only have two quick things in addition to the report. Firstly, I want to thank the committee for continuing to support the department and allowing me to hire and get this officer on board. So, I obviously need to get a few more we're still working on, but, we'll take what I can get. So I'm going to thank you for that, for your support. Second, we're going to be participating in the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over mobilization. It's going to be going on from now through Labor Day. We're going to have 10 overtime shifts specifically targeting DWI enforcement, not checkpoints, roving patrols. That's pretty much all we have other than getting ready for school start. We're adjusting our specials to getting them back in the routines and then just going to go from there. So hopefully everything's smooth. We have all the crossing guards are in place. We're actually looking to pick up maybe another one or two subs that I'll talk to Jessica about and get that going. So we should be ready to go for school year.
All right. Can you share with the committee a little bit about National Command?
So I applied to the National Command, FBI National Command. It is a program that is for chiefs of police that have departments that are less than 50 officers throughout the country. There's 48 chiefs chosen a year to get in. I was one of those 48. I represented Pennsylvania and New Jersey. It was a great school. I stayed in Quantico, the FBI Academy, and trained with the FBI. The recruits are in there, and we had classes with them, and then had our own other stuff. And we did things with their HRT, hostage rescue team. We were with forensics, firearms. We PT with them. It was a great experience. We had a lot of stuff. Some leadership stuff, but it was mostly geared towards specific incidents and specific police-related things I had to handle then, especially from the chief of police standpoint. But it was a really good experience. I'm glad I was able to go, and I appreciate you guys letting me get out of here for 2 weeks.
Good, well, thank you. All right, any questions for Chief?
You guys know drive sober or get pulled over doesn't rhyme, right? Like,
that is the state police.
good answer.
But they pay us the money, so they can call whatever they want.
All right, thank you, Chief. All right, Township Engineer, another new welcome to the Woolwich family.
Thank you for having me. I believe you have our report. A lot of the items on our report have been touched on. A couple that haven't been touched on. First, some of the grants that we've submitted. The financial year 2027 municipal aid grant for Back Creek Road has been submitted. We've also submitted a grant for Center Square Road walking trail rehabilitation. And then we will be, or recently have submitted the 2027 bikeway grant for Center Square walking trail connector. Lock Avenue has been touched on. Financial year 2024 and 2025 municipal aid, Garwin Road. They're progressing nicely. I believe the driveway work is being completed on the 24 contract, and the 25 contract will be nearly complete almost immediately behind that. And then finally, the meeting for Oliphants Mill Road, we had with state police. They had, I think the meeting was more for them to express their support and offer their services to help us get that project closed out. They understand that the challenges with a three-party project. We have the county, Woolwich, and then a private party. So they understood they're going to support us getting any changes to scopes or extensions we need. It was a very good meeting with their team. So we should see some movement soon on that. That's really all that I have this month.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the park because we're going to bring it up under your report. So one of the things that not that we noticed, but about the park and the entrance off of Lock Avenue, is the entrance was approved by the DEP, because of course there's wetlands on 3 sides. It was approved because it was a pre-existing roadway that used to service the PMC cannery. So that also meant that the DEP was fine with it as wide as it was. And since it was an existing roadway, the roadway width from guide rail to guide rail is 18.4 feet. DOT standards, if you were to build a new road, would be 20 feet. So it is very narrow, and DEP wanted it that way. So I bring this to the committee's attention because there's a couple factors that go into it, which maybe, Bob, you could speak to. We haven't announced anything, whether this is an entry or an exit or both or one or the other. And I think looking at it, and the recommendation might be to make it an enter only, because taking 2 trucks down there at the same time, it's very, very tight. It's very, very tight. And so we can stripe it and have it, but I think the recommendation after looking at it is to make it one way and then petition the DEP, because it also sounds like we're going to have some erosion issues with everybody going over that embankment, that existing roadway. So we're going to have to petition them to put down riprap. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so the embankments on either side of the road are showing a little bit of sign of erosion. You can see the ruts on the embankments now. So I think what we're going to look into is providing some sort of stabilization, whether that's riprap, merino mattresses, which is probably towards the extreme side, or some sort of matting, some stabilization matting to help get vegetation growth in there. Once the vegetation establishes its roots, it should eliminate the erosion. So that's the first step, would be to stabilize that area. But back to the point about the one-way, 18.4 feet is tight, especially the larger quote-unquote soccer mom vehicles or SUVs, full-size SUVs and trucks. So we looked at it and felt that if functionally it works for the township, that one way would probably be the best at this time. Because of the environmental constraints, we cannot widen it any further. We'd have to go back to DEP to permit, which can take some time. And then there's
Are you doing stand-up later?
Yeah.
That was really funny. Sorry.
there's mitigation that you'd have to provide because of the wetlands. So, that is an option, could be a future option, but I think after some discussion, we felt that maybe trying the one-way access, whether that's an entrance or exit, would probably be the best to start with.
Thank you. So again, that's why I wanted to bring it to the committee's attention and get your thoughts on it. And I know without seeing a visual, it might not help, but if you just pull up Google Maps, you can actually see it on there. Making it an entrance, and there's other considerations as far as also access to a county road, correct? Is that?
Correct. There are certain guidelines. We have the county engineer here, but the county does have certain guidelines as far as access to county roads. We have an existing access, which we can maintain, but changing the dynamics of that access sometimes become challenging in accordance with the county code. So
it seems that we got this bonus entrance because it was grandfathered in. So we should probably make it an in only, because it seems everybody rushes to the fields and then they can take their time getting out. Yes, it dumps them on High Hill Road, but that seems to be the best way to address this issue, as opposed to making it two ways, which that's why I'm bringing this to the committee's attention, because it is very tight.
So I just have significant concerns on the leaving part, because it's already very tight coming through the existing High Hill. We're going to be adding all of that traffic to cut through. I mean, the balls already come through, kids don't look and come through. I mean, from a child's safety, I feel like we're increasing the risk as compared to, I know it's tight, can we just make a sign or something that says narrow lane, some alternative like that, because that's just a tremendous amount of traffic flow that'll be leaving at the same time. I'm assuming it's going to be all people coming and going in between like the 7:45 mark, 8 o'clock mark. So that, I don't know if we can even handle the flow on the existing structure. So,
We can explore it further.
yeah.
Well, because if we make it two ways, we're gonna have to stripe it. We're gonna have to stripe it,
Sure.
because people will be just driving straight down there.
Agreed.
So I think it's easier to set up behavior now, if we make it two ways, or make it one way, than to change it. But I don't know what the threshold is to change it back. I mean, is it gonna take an accident? Is it gonna take, it's tight.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree, it's very, very tight. I'm just trying to look at the alternative of the amount of cars leaving those bigger multi-purposes are gonna have like the little kids on them too. So the amount of traffic that's going to go through,
Right.
I feel like that's a higher risk than two cars. Is there a way you can put in, I'm assuming the answer is no, some type of a barrier, or like even just the poles, just to separate the road? Or is it just way too tight?
No, because
I'm not sure.
you throw a kid on a bike who just happens to go on there, or a pedestrian for some reason, they're gonna have to weave around them, and if there's nobody coming towards you, I have a feeling you're not gonna be hugging on the thing, so,
Right.
no, I wouldn't think that would.
So if we keep it or if we make it as a two-way, have to be striped, and then some type of signage at a minimum.
Oh, yeah, yeah, either way, we'd have to do signage.
Now, if we kept it as an entrance and then exiting traffic went through the park, we could provide some sort of safety signage, as far as pedestrian safety throughout the park. I'm sure we could probably provide a few more signs through the park to keep people's attention to, where they're going and who to look out for, the children to look out for. We were going to put some exit signs to help direct people towards that direction as well. So we can look at that at some additional signage or traffic safety measures.
Well, since we're brainstorming, could we make the entire way a one-way? Just flow the whole thing. You come in on one side, out the other. So basically have High Hill be one way, in or out, and then lock out of the other.
I don't think we can get that in place in time, because again, now you're altering people's behavior that they've been.
Agreed, right.
And then at what point would you make it one way only? Like at what point would you cut it off, like in the existing, like FGH 9?
I would just do it at the entrance, basically.
Well, you can't, because you got the warehouse.
Right, that's what I'm saying, like right at the trucks, you would just put a gate, so you can't even come
Oh, my.
through. I'm saying it's a good idea. That's why I think.
Good
that's
idea.
That's why I think the two-way of the.
What does the rest of the committee think?
I'm just very concerned about I'm not sure we did a traffic study of how many cars are going to be generated during that time, and just come through 7:45 to 8 o'clock Monday through Thursday. And it's like this going to be such a traffic jam, and then they're going to have to come back out through Swedesboro. We just introduced different traffic as compared to they might shoot out to 322. This is all over 1.5 feet we're talking about.
Yeah.
And we can't do 1.5 feet and then submit. Our solicitor did not say no.
He groaned though. He groaned.
Well, again, I think regardless, we're gonna have to petition them to widen this. And then again, if we're putting in the riprap, or putting in a permit, we're gonna have to ask for more anyways. I mean, worst they can do is say no 3 years from now, but we gotta do something.
So why didn't we do this already?
Because of the way it was grandfathered in. DEP signed off on it because it was an existing roadway, and that was the width of the existing roadway.
But couldn't we have petitioned them like 2 years ago?
I can't answer that.
Okay.
9 feet actually is a single lane, so you can make a lane 9 feet. That's really the minimum, and they are 9 feet. But if you have 2 trucks going side by side, we should try to go down there, and I did with one of the
Yeah, I have pictures I
public
can
works
send
guys
you.
are coming down, and I was going this way, we could have kissed. I mean, we're just looking at each other. Signs, our mirrors went just by each other, so it was very, very close.
Light a cigarette.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is very, very close. But I think one of the reasons wasn't like 12 feet or 15 feet, it was right at the limit of what is allowable. But as the mayor said today, it's really 20 feet.
Right. So, Chief, I'm going to put you on the spot. Hearing all of this, do you have any thoughts?
If we were gonna use it as a two-way, I think we definitely, I know we're gonna do signage, but make it a 10-mile-an-hour, 5-mile-an-hour, something like that, so they have to be crawling down that past one another to make it safer. I don't know if one way in or out on either end is better than the other, but, I think it might make it difficult if it's one way for people. Especially depending on where they come, like where they live, where they come from, it could be way out of the way for them to go to one other side than the other, but safety trumps that.
Right.
So I think it's something we can definitely look at, and we can help out too with.
Well, I guess if we're talking paints and signs, we could start it off with both ways, and then if there are issues, then we could always
Put a speed bump. That'll slow them down.
I don't think it's going to be speed. I think it's staying in the lane, because nobody's going to want to be that close to the guardrail.
I don't know if it's even like the small plastic markers you see on mains.
Well, that's, I think, what Fred was talking about, but.
I don't even know if that's feasible.
Because we have seen, and here's the thing, leading out to Lock Avenue, there is no bike trail, there's no sidewalk, there's no nothing. So we don't necessarily want to encourage pedestrians to use that because it doesn't lead to any accessible place other than the road. So I don't necessarily want to encourage that. But however, if there is somebody using it and you have two cars, you can't have a barrier in between.
So could we just do a single yellow? Does it need to be a double yellow? It can just be a single yellow with just 4 inches, and there's your 18.4?
I think it's our road, so we could just do a single yellow, correct?
I didn't know if there was a county, so we're going up to a county road if there's requirements.
Not on Woolwich property, but
Right.
We would look at that. I think the initial thought was a single line down the middle if we were going to go two-way.
I would think a single yellow. I like the speed bump idea because I would definitely keep them slower. And then, as many signs as possible.
People speed into the park to get there on time.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Do we have to ask for
No.
DEP approval to to put in speed bumps? No, it's
I
all
don't
park.
believe so, no. It's a
We could just even do it at the top.
permitted road.
Like if they're gonna come in, like to me, it's like once you get through the guardrails, like okay, the top part there. Because that way it'll slow people leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And people who are coming up, they'll just naturally, like he says, speed bump ahead, they'll be looking for it. Or do the hump, we did like on Frederick a
table?
couple years ago.
Thoughts?
According to Google, the widest SUV available is 7.8 feet wide, so it would fit.
That's good to know.
With mirrors?
Yes, that is what there is.
Okay, just one.
Yeah, I just think child concern on the FGHI-CE
Mhm.
area, that traffic flow is just, that's significant.
Right. All right. Well, this is why I brought it up to the committee, because we wanted to hear everybody's thoughts on it, because again, it was designed for two-way traffic, so we can stripe it solid yellow and see how it goes. Potentially add a speed table, add signs, and then alter it to one way if there's issues.
I think caution narrow road is pretty important, something along those lines for signage.
Okay.
That way, if you drive into somebody that's kind of on you.
And I
Does it work
would
that
say, when you make a video and talk about the new park, just be sure to include that.
Right.
And why it's narrow.
Right.
Because people will think we just made it narrow.
Right. Okay. All right. So then,
We'll look at signage and striping.
perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. So was there anything else? And I'm sorry, did you introduce yourself to me?
No, I did not. Robert Hunter with Remington and Burnick. I'll be taking over for Mark for the future, as long as you'll have me.
Thank you. Any questions for the
But
engineer?
I'll leave a card for everyone in the event that you need to contact me. My cell phone's on it, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, liaison reports. Committeeman Frederick.
Okay, not too much of an update on my side, just in terms of the park idea. I am in phone tag discussion with NVR. They have expressed interest in maybe helping out with a park idea. We haven't had much conversation, just an email and then voicemails exchanged back and forth. So once I get more information, I'll certainly talk to the mayor and the committee just in terms of what ideas are. And since we do have other developers in the audience, I figure I would ask that we're always looking for help to support donations to get our community alive and well. So whether it be playgrounds, basketball courts, all those fun things.
All right.
That's my shameless plug.
All right, there we go. Any questions for the committeeman? All right, Committeewoman Williams.
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, I attended the fall field scheduling meeting. We actually held 2 meetings in one night. We did baseball, softball first hour, and the second hour was soccer. No hiccups, but at the exact same time, Parks and Recreation was having a movie night out front it was the county movie night, and ran into a bit of a hiccup where evidently they told us we needed to provide 1 generator, and we did not provide 1 generator. So I asked Mike Whitcraft, do we have a generator? And he said, yeah. And he called Brian Splusar from DPW, and Brian came in, got the truck, and went and got the generator that attaches to the truck and put it out there for us. So we were very thankful that Brian came in and did that for us, because Mike was running these meetings, so he couldn't leave. And we had about 40 people at this movie night,
Oh, that's
which
fantastic.
was fantastic. And Franklin Bank, their entire office staff came. There was like 10 of them. And they provided water and some snacks for everybody. So it went really well. And Parks and Recs is getting ready to start up again. We have a upcoming townwide yard sale coming up, and that's all I got.
All right, thank you. Any questions for the committeewoman? All right. Committeewoman Minhas is not here, however, her trash and recycling report was included in our agenda packet. Deputy Mayor.
All right, so regarding the schools, still closed. Environmental Commission, we are probably going to hear from someone tonight. The Environmental Commission sent over, or voted on sending a letter recommending the removal of restrictions on ground-based solar. So I had sent that to you all earlier today. And then just a bit ago, I sent you more information about that. So we'll probably discuss that under new business, on whether that's something the committee is interested in pursuing or not. Otherwise, say that's probably it for now.
Okay. Any questions for the Deputy Mayor? All right, under Joint Land Use Board, we had an application for a house on a flag lot, and they were asking for some variances for setbacks, and that was approved. And then Atlantic City Electric came in looking for review for a substation that they're going to be doing on Wolford Station Road. Unfortunately, I had to step out as the deputy mayor did because it's a D1 variance. However, I do know that they did receive conditional approval. So I just want to point out, conditional approval means that there are certain requirements that the developer has to meet in order to proceed. So they might be able to start with ground clearing, but before they pull any building permits, they have to submit whatever those conditions are. So, and on another note, I just want to bring up, because I know there has been some chatter online regarding certain development projects, that the township is not a developer. Our role is to designate land use. And so I say we work in common nouns. We don't work in proper nouns. So therefore, when we decide land use and the policies that govern it, we can decide size of parking lots, we can decide how many units, building heights, different things like that. But we do not decide who goes into a spot. So therefore, like if in land use we wanted, let's say, a bakery, we could have a bakery, but we cannot designate that we want a Versa's or any specific one. So common nouns, not proper nouns. So I just wanted to bring that and put that up on the record that, again, the townships is not a developer. We don't own the land that a lot of these buildings are going on. This is stuff that has to come in front of the municipality, and it is driven by an open market system. So just wanted to bring that up. Any questions for me? All
I
right.
think of it as common noun versus proper noun analogy.
All by myself.
No, that was good, that was good, that was good.
Because I'm trying to, like, again, I've learned so much about municipal land use law. And to me, that's the easiest way to explain it to somebody who might not know.
That's a decent one.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. You can use it if you want. All right. Under old business, so we have the invite for the ribbon cutting on September 8th at 11 a.m. So since, Craig, you picked the date, I hope everybody can make it. So the invite has gone out to our county and state partners. It is posted on our Facebook page, and we hope everybody can make it for the ribbon cutting. Monument sign update, Jim.
Yes, you have, I put on your desk there, aerial signs, two things I was supposed to do when I came back. Yeah, I gave you one. I was supposed to get the additional price for the brick and also show a elevation of the brick and what it looks like. So you have both of those in front of you. The third page there is the elevation of what the brick would pretty much look like. Again, it's a printer, but that's as close as they could get to the brick that we have on our existing building match. And then the lettering on the brick, so you can see it would be white. Lit at the top, not lit at the bottom. And the columns were remaining the same. And then on the front page was the increase in cost with that faux brick, which was $4,800. So the total cost is $47,000.
Any design suggestions, comments? And again, we have the funding for this allocated in our Clean Communities. And we're going to add the logo for the Clean Communities logo somewhere on here?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I thank you for doing all the work, getting this together, because I know it was a little bit, and we're on borrowed time with our current sign, so.
Yeah. So it's something we want to make a decision on. It's not immediate. Again, nothing's broken down. We just didn't want to wait to that point. Is there any other changes you want me to bring back? Do you want me to sign this and say, go ahead and get this going?
Well, will the Clean Communities logo go in that black circle, or where will it go?
No, not the black circle. That would be I'm going to assume that's going to be our logo. Typically, it goes down by that brick, maybe by the M or the X at the bottom, something that's away. You can't really see it. Not prominent on the sign. Really, really small. No,
We'll put it on the side.
We'll have it on there.
Put it on the little beam.
Yeah.
That's 8 inches.
Man, it could.
Say that again?
You can put it on one of the right
Columns?
beam columns, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Or then with the brick, looking at it, does it make sense looking at it that it should just be all one? The tan just seems like the municipal complex is going to get lost in the brick anyway.
Yeah, what do you mean all one?
Just where you have Woolwich Township, the same color, just do the same at the
Just make it
bottom.
tan at the bottom.
Especially if it's $4,900 more.
Yeah. Sure.
We like the tie-in to this building with the brick.
Yeah, I do like
You
that.
missed that meeting, Craig.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did, you're right.
Yeah, because if you take a look at the outside of this building, it's all brick. So there's the tie-in, and also you look across the street, and we have a lot of brick across the street as well. So I think it's just the coloring. Are they going to match the coloring of this building, Jim?
I'm sure they'll do the best that they can.
Okay.
But again, this is a printer, so it's.
Right.
I don't actually, I mean, honestly, we can have them, forget what they're called, the engineering, they'll give us examples of the brick that they
Right.
have, and we can pick them on.
Especially because across the street's more of an orange.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would just, that would not be good.
Yeah. I can have them give us samples.
I like it.
I'm good with that.
We should probably roll with that.
Remember, I wanted it, you'd be able to see it.
Oh, we'll be able
From
to
outer
see it.
states.
Right, we'll be able to see it.
We'll be able to see it.
From Auburn Road.
All right, so is the committee okay to proceed with taking a look at, okay. All right,
So we're good to proceed.
I think we are good to proceed. If there's no objections, then we're good to proceed. All right. Next is an update on the dugouts.
Yes, the goal was to have those proposals done today. They are not, just because I'm going back to others to really try to get their prices lower, so we don't hit our bid threshold. Really don't want to go out to bid, it becomes more costly. R&B will have to get involved in bid documents. So we don't want to go that direction, so there might have to be a little negotiation in the next week. What really took us this long, the last 3 months, is trying to find an architect to try to do it for a slim margin, and we finally did get one. We thought we had one, which did not work out, but we did get one, put them together. Everyone put their prices together. Prices are $20,000, of course, higher than we had expected. So we really have one that is going to do the masonry, another one is going to do the framing and wood roof. Combine those two together, they come close, but I think we just have to, getting an updated proposal, hopefully tomorrow from one, and then do some negotiation to try to get them down, which I think we can. So that we can finally.
Right,
start
so
this.
stay tuned. And that, hopefully we'll have more information to send out to the committee in between this meeting and the next meeting. So that hopefully we can have a resolution to move forward on our next committee.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, anything else under old business? Okay, new business. 9/11 ceremony on, at 12 p.m. At noon. Again, we are going to have actually the singer that you used. So he's coming in, and we're actually going to have Claudia Ellis as our guest speaker. So Claudia lost her grandmother in the Pentagon during 9/11, and so she's going to be talking about never knowing her grandmother. And so she'll be the guest speaker. And so I know Jim's going to put together a great program, so everybody is invited out September 11th at noon, and I believe we will have a small luncheon afterwards. So, and we're going to try and keep it to right 1 hour so people can come on their lunch breaks.
30 minutes.
So we're going to sing really fast. All right. It has come to our attention for the October 19th meeting. 3 committee members are already known to be away, so we will not have a quorum for the October 19th meeting. So therefore, we are looking to have a meeting on October 26th. And the reason we're not just canceling this is because in November, we only have the 1 meeting. So this bumps it to a special meeting on October 26th just so we can take care of all the bills. So I want to make sure that everybody is available for the 26th, or that we can at least have a quorum for the 26th. We got 1, we got 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So again, Jessica, if you could please advertise the special meeting on the 26th and the cancellation of the October 19th meeting.
Will do.
Thank you. All right, Valley Glen Estates. Did you want to talk about it? Do you want me to?
Sure. Valley Glen Estates has been maybe 15 years or so. It's been really without seeming like a top coat. I took a drive by there the other day. It does seem like there may have been some sort of top coat poorly put down, because there are a lot of areas where it does not match inlets or match the driveway aprons well. And so we've kind of told the residents that we are going to go ahead and pave in there, and we need to, because it is in poor condition. And so as I took a ride around, I thought maybe it was something that we would be able to do with that, with the paving company. However, with all of the areas that are going to need to be cut around, like some of the inlets, not all of them, but many of the driveway aprons, I think there's going to have to be a good spec that's put together that's very detailed, as well as the good specs put together. So I think we're going to need to issue that to RDE to put that together for us and go out to bid for that.
Okay, so yeah, we would like a quote.
Absolutely.
And again, just for the committee to help remember, we did put in the budget the money for this project as a capital improvement. Okay? Any questions about that? All right, solar, back to Deputy Mayor.
Right. Did everybody have a chance to review that?
Very, very briefly.
All right. So, like I said, the Environmental Commission formally voted on sending this to us as their recommendation. I sent over some additional information as well, and I figured I would just start the conversation on what the committee's thoughts are on this. Effectively, for, I guess, anyone that's listening to this, solar is currently prohibited by, ground solar is prohibited in Woolwich for any properties under 1 acre, as well as in front yards, and the Environmental Commission's recommendation was to move that, it would appear to be entirely. One member did send over a bunch of ordinances all throughout Gloucester County, which I've only just started to review. There's quite a bit of variation where some allow it under 1 acre, others don't allow it at all. And screening and setback requirements vary as well. So I would suggest probably looking through that, which you only got like an hour ago, so I imagine you haven't reviewed that.
No. No, my question wasn't, again, what do other municipalities around us have if we're looking to update ours? So then it will be going through that.
Well, yes, you'll have that information.
Okay. Okay.
So, I mean, I don't think any action is needed tonight. Just wanted to bring up that that was their position.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up for looking at it. Just front yard is, am I missing, like, is it different solar panels that I'm used to seeing? Like, we're eliminating, like, I can see a neighbor across the street have solar panels angled basically right at me the way the sun.
I would think that we would need to put in some guidance more than that.
Okay.
But like I said, this is just the recommendation as was received.
Yeah, okay. I'm certainly up for the exploration, just the front
Yeah,
yard.
let's take, yeah.
Definitely as an initial trigger of concern.
So it said, okay, I'm not up on this. It says ground mounted, so that they're the ones like near the high school.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, would a house other than the roof have some other kind?
Those are the two main ones.
Okay, thank you.
There is a reference to plug-in solar. Well, the Environmental Commission shared that. I don't interpret our current ordinance as prohibiting that because these sound like temporary items that would simply go on your patio or hang out your window. But there was a concern of whether or not that would be consistent with state law that does allow that.
That I could see, like if you're doing, something on your patio that hangs over the edge. I've seen that, like, again, in Europe and places like that. I think that's something different than front yard. But again, I have to look at this and what the setbacks are and things like that. Because while we might have outdated solar ordinance, each year the Township Committee receives a list from the Joint Land Use Board of variances that were asked for. So we have like a fence ordinance that says, 6 feet in height. And so if somebody wants something different, then they come and they ask for a use variance. So if we look back at how many solar applications have come in for a use variance in the past couple of years, I don't think the committee has seen any.
No, and I did bring that up as why I hadn't pushed this forward. Okay. And the response to that was that perhaps the restrictive nature of it is discouraging someone from even asking.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess we'll take a look at it. Thanks.
But we're basically saying if it's under an acre, they could put it on the ground somewhere on their property, but then you have the sun. I mean, the sun won't hit it as much. Would a company even be interested?
You need your southern exposure.
Yeah.
And, usually your front area is, I don't say sacrosanct, but you try to keep things down to your front yard area.
I just saw, there was like a map, I think it was included in that, Mike, was just kind of showing like the areas that would basically be eliminated. But I can't imagine like.
No, that are currently eliminated because they have less than 1 acre zoning.
Right. But even with that, like I can't see like a lot of the Weatherby, like people would even get a return on their investment. But I'm up for review.
Right, because I think it's removing obstacles.
Sure.
But again, I want to see in practical application what other municipalities have. So we can try and match it up.
All right.
All right. All right, thank you. Is there anything else under new business? And we've arrived at the second public portion. The public is reminded to please stand and state their name and address for the record prior to addressing the committee. Can I have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. The floor is now open for public comment.
Okay, Anthony Chan, 101 Delaware Crossing, from the Environmental Commission. I'll just mention a few things from the letter for the public record.
We got to tell everybody who you are, and I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
Okay.
Forgive me.
Anthony Chan.
Anthony Chan from the Environmental
Great. I apologize. Thank you.
101 Delaware Crossing, yeah. Yeah, a few things for the record. So, yeah, the 1 acre restriction is currently restricting 2/3 of all residential parcels. If we exclude townhomes, which may be under like HOA, that's still 55% of residential parcels. And that's a lot of like energy that could be produced using clean energy, right? At the table there is like, if we use the recommended size, that's about $8 million in annual electricity worth. So those 3 recommendations were the 1 acreage requirements, removing the restriction on ground-mounted solar panels on the front yard, and the screening requirement, vegetative or fence screening. So yeah, these restrictions were not updated since 2011. There have been a lot of technological advancements since then. The cost of solar, for example, reduced 87%, so more people are looking into those as options, and there are a lot of benefits to solar roof versus ground. For example, your house might not be facing south for your roof, right? So you might have to do ground mounted. There are some ordinances around the county municipalities that say, for example, if you can show that your roof cannot make as much energy as your the ground mounted alternative, then you could do that as an option. So some municipalities have done that. Let's see, sorry. And then, yeah, about 53% of municipalities do not have any of those lot size requirements.
But they still have setbacks.
Yeah, they have setbacks, yeah. We're not arguing against any of those setbacks. They can remain in place. Yeah, it's just the acreage requirements that Woolwich is in the minority among municipalities that have that restriction.
Well, thank you for doing all that research, so we're going to just need to take a little bit of time to review it.
Of course, yeah, take some time, it's a lot, spent the night doing it. So yeah, we talked about glare. There's already an existing provision in the code that says, if there's glare, you can't have glare. Some municipalities also have a provision on technology on the panel. There's some newer panels that already have non-reflective surfaces, so that can address that concern. And then lastly, for the screening, this is a little bit technical, but the National Electrical Code has some newer allowances for rapid shutdown installation device on the panels. So the newer recommendations from national and state guidelines that I mentioned in the letter are to remove those because they could prohibit someone from shutting down the device when there's an emergency. If you install a fence or something. Yeah. So I think that's mostly it. I wanted to mention about the definition. Municipal guidelines from several organizations suggest an actual definition for ground-mounted solar. Right now it says freestanding ground-mounted solar, so that could be interpreted to include those portable generation devices. Yeah, that's all I have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chin. Seeing no one further.
Seeing no further public present.
And I was gonna-
Motion to close.
I'll second it. A motion and a second, all in favor? Aye.
Quick question for Jessica following that. The ordinance was originally adopted 2010, as 2010-11, and then it was amended 2011-12. Are we able to get copies of those to figure out why it was amended?
I can.
Okay.
I can do that.
All right. Okay, Resolution 2026-367, resolution authorizing a closed session regarding contractual matters, pilot MOU with SADC. Can I have a motion to enter into executive session?
Motion.
Do I have I have a motion and a second. Will one of you change it to a second? Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. We will now be entered into executive session. I assume we're going to be there less than half an hour, right, Jim?
Quick.
All right, quick. No, we're all good.
Take care.
Are you ready to return? Jess, you ready?
Yes.
All right. Can I have a motion to return to regular session?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes dated July 20th, 2026 and August 3rd, 2026, regular and executive minutes?
Motion approved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
I abstained August 3rd.
All right. And of course, you notice there was a slight correction. That's why you have a printout of it in front of you. So that's what you just approved. Can I have a motion to approve the bills and purchase orders as submitted?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And a motion and a second. A roll call, please.
Committeeman Frederick.
Yes, abstain Verizon bills.
Committeewoman Williams.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Nocentino. Yes. Mayor Mathias.
Yes. And can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.